Multitasking. It's the biggest myth and the worst lesson that is pushed and taught in the educational system, whether that's high school or college. I don't know why, but you see it all over the place. Multitask. You got to be able to multitask. Entry-level jobs. Multitasking. It's a bad word to use if these companies and these employers mean prioritization, but multitasking is becoming such a hindrance to productivity. I've gone through it myself, and I still do. Sometimes my multitasking skills, aka prioritization skills, are questionable. But I'll be honest with you. All throughout college, you were kind of pushed to multitask. Got to do this while you're doing this. While you're doing some research, you need to go ahead and work on some math problems. It goes deeper than that, though. It's not only in education, it's just in life in general. Think about it. You cannot truly multitask. You cannot do two tasks at the same time and have the same productive output as if you were to just focus on one of those tasks for, let's say, a block of time and then focus on another task in another block of time. If in one block of time you're consistently going back and forth and toggling between two priorities, you're going to get less done. It's mind-boggling to me how much multitasking is pushed in today's professional landscape, educational landscape. It's just, and I talk about it with my mentors. Multitasking is the worst skill you could learn. You really can't multitask. I mean, think about it. Can you really cook or bake if you're listening to music? You can listen to music in the background, but your number one priority is cooking or baking, right? You can't necessarily listen to the music and comprehend it and cook at the same time. You just can't. One of those two tasks is gonna outweigh the other task. Now, can you cook and listen to music at the same time? Absolutely. I pretty much listen to music all the time. But it depends what task I'm actually trying to complete weighs in on what type of music I listen to. Here's a prime example. Can you drive defensively while listening to a song and comprehending the song and understanding the song at the same time as you're driving defensively? Or not even defensively, just being a good driver. You're aware, you're looking left, you're looking right, you're looking ahead of you, you're looking in your rearview mirror, and you're processing those thoughts of what you see and what your next move needs to be. Can you be doing that at the same time as you're listening to a song about love or something that's in depth that you're comprehending and other thoughts are sparked? No, you can't. I've thought about this. When I've thought about this topic last month, I was thinking to myself, okay, multitasking is a hindrance to any productivity. Think about it in the workspace. If you're a software engineer, you're coding. Most of the time, all the engineers I've worked with, all the coders I've worked with, they're always listening to something. But their primary focus is code, debugging and code. Their primary focus isn't listening to the lyrics or dissecting the beat or letting the song take control of their feelings and jolt some rhythm into them. That's the realization. You cannot multitask. You cannot do two tasks at the same time and have the same quality output as if you actually divided your time appropriately to focus and drill down on one task. Can you multitask to a degree? Yes. But to a productive standpoint? No. Sure, I can call someone. I could prep for a cold call or prep for a meeting. And while I'm in a meeting, yeah, I can do some research. I could look up some notes on a previous call. I could look up a talking point that maybe they brought up. But can I truly deep dive into, say, a topic while I'm conversing with a client or a prospect? No, you cannot. Not without something being sacrificed somewhere, missing a detail. Because at that point, you're doing three things. You are listening to someone, you're comprehending what they're saying, you're physically researching, typing, scrolling, and then also taking in that information. So you have two inputs of information and really only one output. You're either talking to the person or you're focusing on scrolling, researching, clicking links, or whatever the case may be. So instead of calling it multitasking, the way to get around this whole multitasking ordeal and tripping yourself up, working on 5 things at once, which you think you're working on 5 things at once when you're really not, is prioritization. You prioritize those 5 tasks. What is most important? And then you time block it. It's easier said than done, especially if you're used to multitasking and switching between tasks. Especially on the creative end. Me personally, I've done it plenty of times where I was working on 5 or 6 projects at the same time. Got 6 tabs open. Let me go edit a minute of this video. Now let me jump over and make a graphic here. Now let me jump over here and look at some prospect information. Now let me jump over and type out an email. That's not productive. Sit down, complete a piece of the edit, maybe a percentage. Sit down, commit time to emailing and prospecting. That's all you're doing until you complete, let's say, 5 or 10 of those tasks. And then you move on, or subtasks, and then you move on to the graphic design. Sit down and just complete the design. Now, you may not be able to in one sitting, but you can allot yourself some time. Okay, let me make a rough draft. Let me get the rough draft completed. And then tomorrow I'll allot some time to go over the first cut or the first revision. But switching on and off within, let's just say in an hour, doing 5 or 6 things back and forth, it's going to get you nowhere. At some point in switching tasks, you're losing time just switching between those tasks. The quality is diminished in some way. You can't do 2 things at the same time. I can't record this video, listen to music, and do some market research. I mean, I guess I can. I guess I could record. All right, let me do some market research. All right. Go. Let me listen to some music. All right, so now let's continue. You just can't do it. You can't. It's not productive. Sit down, record the video. After I record the video, I'll edit the video. after I'm complete with the edit, or reach a milestone for that edit, or reach a progress goal for that edit, I'll go to my phone, I'll do some market research. I'll go ahead and listen to music. Or I might do market research as I listen to music, but I won't be comprehending that music and letting it take over my thoughts. Prioritize your tasks. Drill down, focus on that one task. Either reach a progress goal for that task, or complete it, and then move on to the next. But you shouldn't be switching back and forth. Ooh, that's deadly to your productivity. It's deadly to my productivity. I still do it. I'm still rewiring my brain from multitasking. It's easier said than done. But if you're self-aware and you understand, I can't multitask. If you're working on a project and someone comes up to you and says, hey, can you work on this project? Sure, I can, but I need to complete my project first. And that's how you get around multitasking. I'll probably make another video on this, make a round 2, and we'll talk about how to truly implement strategies and habits to counter multitasking. Because it's engraved in the system. Multitask. Do this, do that. Every single job application practically says multitasking. Why? Take multitasking out. Prioritization is what you need to do. Can you prioritize projects? What's most important? If you can't, that's an issue. So stay strong, Wolfpack. Don't multitask. Prioritize. And get shit done.